And we are underway. Birmingham City gets us started, made a really big statement on the opening weekend with that 5-1 win against Bristol City. Really gave us a taste of how attacking and forward-thinking they can be, but they did struggle to break Sunderland down last week. Maybe showed Newcastle the way. And for Newcastle here, question is how quickly all of these new players who have come in can start to adapt to life with their new club. Birmingham have navigated away from trouble, but they cannot set Louis free on the right-hand side. She showed a real eagerness over the start of the season to run the channels, and she will certainly be looking to make this Newcastle defence feel pretty awkward. Molly Pike, who has already shown the energy that she will bring to Newcastle United, trying to feed the ball on, and able to find a teammate with that. And here is Rebecca McKenna, Northern Ireland's Rebecca McKenna on the right-hand side. They have the two Northern Irish fullbacks with Holloway on the other side. They'll both be trying to push on here. Newcastle in a very familiar system of 3-5-2, although with unfamiliar faces, it has to be said. Skillfully done by Niamh Heron, who again is selected at the back for Birmingham City. Starts ahead of Lucy Newell, and she's got Birmingham into a very good position here. Early cross into the area by Harrison Murray is turned away, although she will get another go here. She heads towards the byline, she gets the low delivery in, and Birmingham perhaps should have scored. Barely 2 minutes of the game have gone, and Beatrice Sarri, in such fine form after her goal last week, has two chances and both of them failed to hit the back of the net. Brilliant work here along the right-hand side to get the ball into the area. Well, they've missed their chances. Here is Cornet, who is able to find the space, and there is plenty of that in midfield here for Birmingham. Started with positivity in their step. And on the chase, Birmingham trying to get themselves into better areas, but they won't get to that one. It runs away. And here is the new goalkeeper for Newcastle, Femke Liefting, who is on loan from Chelsea. Big afternoon for her in perhaps one of the biggest games of the season in this division. She comes in at just 20 years old with Claudia Moan, who is now on the bench. And Ji So-yeon will send it wide. And it's Birmingham again in a really promising position on the right-hand side. This time the cross sent away by Jordan Nobbs, who is back on defensive duty. Crossweight providing the option for Birmingham, who've started really well. Setting the tone in this game. Newcastle penned in, but they've managed to get themselves away. And now a really good opportunity to break. And there is a huge hole in Birmingham's defence, and streaking straight through the middle of it, Murphy has a glance towards the referee. It's a fair challenge by Niamh Heron. Blistering start. A game full of energy so far. And it looked for a moment as though Birmingham were about to be opened up, but that's a wonderful challenge. Well, you may have seen the two favourites in the fixture list and thought that this would be a quiet affair where they would sit back and wait and keep things tight, but that has not been the case so far. Newcastle trying to feel their way into the game after a long spell without the ball. Here is Cataldo, who plays on the right. And there is Aoife Mannion, who is on the right-hand side of the back three, playing against a former club, ex of Birmingham. And Shannon Cook is penalised for the challenge, former Arsenal and West Ham defender. And she was just holding the shirt of Una Sevenius, and then the challenge that wasn't to the liking of the referee here, and Newcastle's free kick. Newcastle taking the direct route out towards the left-hand side, where Demi Stokes was making the run. We can see Amy Merricks there, who is making sure that there is some tactical instruction that's sent across towards her players. Said before this game that we know what is needed to win at this level, as Birmingham tried to make their way through the middle. Birmingham really should know what's needed to win at this level, having twice finished as runners-up over the last 3 years. Looked as though they might be through there. Will be a free kick for Newcastle. And they haven't used it that well. It will come all the way through to the other end towards Thomas. Jordan Nobbs dropping short here to try to collect the ball from Leeds in the keeper, but it wasn't really an avenue to her that was safe, and so the ball is sent long and not controlled by Emily Murphy. Holloway has a lovely relationship that's been built on this left-hand side with Sarri. She's onto the ball here, has a quick darting field. She's so young arriving, and Sarri trying to keep some momentum going here. Nice passing move by Birmingham to get themselves into a good position. And the sliding challenge was good, and the final touch in the end came off of the Birmingham player on the left. And it goes out for a goal kick. And it's excellent work in the end by Deanna Cooper. And they worked it really nicely into position here, but Holloway was just unlucky to see the ball ricochet back off of her. Newcastle make the decision to pass out from the back, and they've lost it, and Sarri's onto it here, and she's going for goal, and it's a wonderful strike, and it's Birmingham in this huge battle between the two favourites in the division who lead, and Sarri has 2 in 2 games. Well, Newcastle here, the masters of their own downfall, as they make the decision to pass out from the back. And Harrison Murray straight onto it, and that is special. Really special from Sarri. Well, she said that she felt last time out against Sunderland, the team started really slowly. They've been anything but slow out of the blocks in the opening 10 minutes here, and Birmingham are leading and taking the game to Newcastle. And sometimes in games like this, that's exactly what you need Two teams who are such fierce rivals in WSL2. And these games can have a tendency to be very tight. Neither team wanting to give much away. Now Newcastle will have to try and open things up. Taldo's touch doesn't quite connect with Jordan Nobbs. It was lovely feet from Harrison Murray, and she has won the free kick. Nicely done from Birmingham. And Ji So-yeon having a big impact on this game, and right on cue, the curse of the commentator. She's lost the ball, and Gutra is able to bring away wealth of experience in this Newcastle team. It's going to be needed here because it's Birmingham who are leading the way. Surrey, the goal scorer. Louis is chasing, and she is looked after by Mannion, who gets back, and it's cleared away to safety on this occasion. They have been restricted here so far, Newcastle, in attack to the long balls forward. There was one run through the middle for Murphy that was dangerous, but otherwise not quite what we have come to expect from Becky Langley's team. We normally see them getting lots of width and finding themselves in these wonderful wide areas where they can cause damage. They haven't really been able to do that so far. Nobbs is trying to orchestrate. And she's found some room on the left-hand side. Going nicely through the phases. Gutra sends it wide where Stokes is scurrying and trying to get something going here, but she's very quickly closed down. And Ji So-yeon can find some room on the left-hand side, and it's a bit of a breather here for Birmingham. Well, it was all too easy to play that pass, and Harrison Murray is away and in behind and looking for a teammate, and it may drop for a chance for Louis. Fabulous volley, and it's two. Batsheba Louis with a fine strike. Big responsibility on her shoulders here this afternoon in the absence of Simone McGill, and she takes that responsibility. Brilliant run along the right here by McKenna. Fabulous cross in, not well cleared away by Newcastle. How about that for technique though? Birmingham 2, Newcastle 0. Well, she played at a really good level last season, Batsheba Louis. Some really strong teams in that French league, not only Lyon and PSG, but it's very competitive at the top for anybody who's seen that league on a regular basis. Big signing for Birmingham. And she's made her mark in this game, and what a start for Amy Merrick's team. Taldo rolls the ball around the outside. Turned away by Chelsea Cornet. Big role for her here, protecting the Birmingham defence. She'll just sit there in front of the defensive unit and try to shield, and you can expect that there will be, maybe not straight away, but at some stage, some kind of onslaught from Newcastle. Things really not going to plan so far for Becky Langley's team. And what's the thoughts here? Becky Langley. Bit of a mountain to climb here, 2 behind already with only 15 minutes of the game gone. Something has to change. I think there was always likely to be a period of adjustment with the likes of Jordan Nobbs and Demi Stokes coming in for the first time, but I think when you see players of that calibre coming in, you do expect instant results. Lucy Thomas with the free kick, and she's looking for the flick on from Louis, but she won't reach it. Demi Stokes will get to that one. Seeing lots of these long balls forward from Newcastle United, and so far Birmingham have dealt with them all pretty easily. It's a tactic not working ever so well for Becky Langley's team. Holloway's throw, that was a push, and the referee has blown the whistle as Harrison Murray is fouled, and it will be a free kick for Birmingham. And it's another opportunity here from a good position as well to test this Newcastle defence. It would be almost unbelievable at this stage to be looking at a 3-0 scoreline. Sarri's ball in, does get the Birmingham flick, but it's flicked all the way through to leading the keeper. There has been very little to do so far for Lucy Thomas, who is in goal for Birmingham, and that's something Becky Langley will be looking to put right. For the most part, the game being played out in midfield, but it's when Birmingham have been in that final third that they've really been able to make the difference. So clinical so far. Harrison Murray trying to squeeze one through. Not too much room for that to happen. And Charlotte Wardlaw is able to tidy things up just about. Ji So-young wide again and out towards Sarri. There is a chase on to get there, but it looked as though Mannion would always get there first, and she has. And she wins the throw-in, and Newcastle are pretty eager to get themselves up towards the halfway line. Slovenius had company, unable to find the room that she needed. It's all the way back here with Thomas. Cook, who is such a leader and an organiser at the back, on towards Heron. Birmingham don't have to rush now. The game is very much in their hands. The perfect 20 minutes for Amy Merrick's team. Go tries in there to tidy up. Newcastle can't get themselves out of their own half. Floated ball from the goalkeeper is allowed to bounce by Cook, who's happy to go all the way back to a goalkeeper. Referee was trying to play an advantage. No advantage was forthcoming for Newcastle, so it will be pulled back here for a Jordan Nobbs free kick. And in the end, after all of that, Nobbs decides to take it short. It really did look as though Newcastle had had such a sensational summer of business with all of these big names coming in. It's just taking them a while here to click. That's a wonderful touch by Holloway. And Surrey turns away from trouble, has a look, and tries to set Louis clear. And there was a high boot there, and it will be a Newcastle free kick. Well, it's just going to be a talking to, I think, on this occasion, but Louis went lunging in when the ball was in the air. And that was just picked up on here by our referee. Newcastle looking to add some energy to this performance, but Heron is there again, anticipates ever so well. It looks as though she could have had a free kick. Cataldo even had her feet on the field there, but she took the throw in. That was not picked up on by the assistant on this near side. It could have been a moment for controversy, but it won't be, because the referee has blown the whistle here for a Birmingham free kick. I think it's fair to say there is a bit of shock from the Newcastle perspective. I don't think they would have been expecting in any way, shape or form such a blistering start here from Birmingham. Newcastle, who are so front-footed and so offensive under Becky Langley, just haven't been able to implement that style in the game so far. They're trying to make their way right through the middle. Heron comes across with another good challenge, having a good game so far. At the back here for Birmingham. And Louis trying to get free, but she can't do that, and Stokes won't keep the ball in play. Louis will get there. She will not keep hold of the ball. Always looked likely that she would be crowded out in that position. And Newcastle go back to their goalkeeper. This is where Birmingham have been really effective, though. This press, this chase after the ball in these kind of areas. This time, Newcastle get themselves away. Was pulled out of position, but that's not the best of passes, and Louis can streak away here for Birmingham. Already scored one in the game. She won't score this time though. Ball is whipped off of her toes. Was an excellent challenge by Charlotte Wardlaw. Saw last season how stubborn Birmingham can be at the back, the best defence in what was then the Women's Championship, of course now WSL 2. But the team pride themselves, in the words of Emmy Merricks, of being really hard to beat. And that is the challenge for Newcastle United here. That's a nice turn. Cooks across. And Newcastle do not get the decision that they are looking for. It was a big appeal from Una Sevenius. Had a really incredible summer at the European Championships with that goal against Norway. Maybe didn't make the progress in the competition that they were looking for, Finland, but she picked up some really good experience. And it's another signing from Newcastle that really does look as though it has WSL quality. They are looking to the future. Right now they have to deal with the immediate, and that is the threat of Birmingham, who are heading forward again. And on the left-hand side is Holloway trying to burst, but she won't get to that pass. Not too much on that. Thomas with a fabulous crossfield ball has opened up the pitch again for Birmingham. They didn't really have the runners inside the penalty area. Sarri was arriving, but she never really looked likely to get there. This time it's gathered up by Lifting. Had a bit of a shaky start, it's fair to say. Holloway now loves these kind of positions, breaking on. Birmingham are charging, lovely ball in. All it needed was a teammate there to meet it. Louis was not able to get there. We saw in match day 1 how brilliant she was, bursting along the left-hand side against Bristol City. At it again here, Rebecca Holloway. Birmingham trying to keep that momentum alive, but Cataldo should be able to tidy this one up. She's won a free kick. It's Sarri who comes across. Well, she got things up and running in this game with another fine goal. Another player within this team and on this pitch, of which there are many who've got such brilliant experience, a former Brighton and Everton player. Bags of WSL experience will be so important for Birmingham this season on the left-hand side if she continues in this kind of form. Chasing Nobbs, who's happy to go backwards. Newcastle send the ball into the area. This hasn't happened much in the first half, but this is a very good chance. And Demi Stokes is denied. And in the end, it's put wide of target by Emily Murphy. Well, when Stokes arrived there inside the penalty area, it looked almost certain that she would score and Newcastle would be back in the game. Lovely breakaway here by the impressive Molly Pike. Had a very good start to the season. Demi Stokes, though, couldn't force it beyond the goalkeeper, Lucy Thomas. Well, that is Newcastle's best chance of the game. And it might just give them the energy and the hope that they really need in this game. They need a spark of life from somewhere. And they don't quite connect as they would have liked on the edge of Birmingham's penalty area. it's cleared away. Lovely passing from Newcastle United. Stokes feeding through, makes her way into the area. Cataldo also arriving, but she won't get to that one. Ahead of Lucy Thomas, a very good claim from a goalkeeper that had a very good season last time around at this level. 7 clean sheets over the 13 games in the league last season that she played in. And a big part of the most successful defence in the then Women's Championship. Birmingham trying as hard as they can to keep that space between defence and midfield really tight. Again, they have shut out any chance of a Newcastle breakaway. That's where Birmingham have been so effective. They've done the hard work. The defensive runs, the cover work in front of the back four, they get the ball away again. Cataldo looking for an option. Newcastle have the ball inside the penalty area, big chance. And it falls to Molly Pike, who started the season ever so well. She can't make her mark though, and hits it straight at Lucy Thomas. Well, they've had their chances, Newcastle, to get back into this game. It's another opportunity miss here. Birmingham started the game with a real intensity. Haven't been able to maintain that. They've sat back a bit since scoring the second goal, and it's allowing Newcastle to come into the game more and more. Ball over the top. Birmingham defence might be in some trouble here as Demi Stokes pulls out to the left-hand side, comes looking for a helping hand and finds one as well. No trouble this time though for Lucy Thomas as that one goes sailing up into the stand behind the goal. Would have been pretty spectacular, that one from Charlotte Wardlaw. They should be pretty happy so far. Very good display from Birmingham, who have these big ambitions with the American owners. They really have put a focus on the women's team, as well as the men's, of course. Had a big promotion last season, but they want both playing at the highest level. There's Cataldo feeding through, And it was nearly the ball that was needed to open Birmingham up. Just starting here, Newcastle, to get their passing patterns working. Harrison Murray trying to get control, but she's lost out. And it's Cook who has to come across and tidy things up, and that's a push. And Murphy is penalised here, and it will be a free kick for Birmingham. This could be trouble as far as Newcastle are concerned. Louis with a brilliant first touch, and it's a wonderful stop by Lee Ting to deny her another and to deny Birmingham goal number 3. Well, again, it's fine work by Lily Crosswaite on the right-hand side, and the first touch is perfect from Louis. Very good save in the end from the goalkeeper, Femke Liefting. Birmingham fans must be very excited indeed, though, about the prospect of Bacheba Louis and what she can do over the course of the season if she continues to play like this. Birmingham City corner, swung in towards the front post, headed away by Wardlaw. And Birmingham will get another go. And it will drop here for a goal-scoring chance, and it's a super strike again. They have been excellent in front of goal. This time, Lily Crosswaite, who fires into the corner. A perfect strike, and Birmingham, in this big clash between the two major players in WSL 2, are running away with things. Well, it dropped, and it was just instinct. Fabulous volley on what has been a really, really fine afternoon so far for this Birmingham team. Well, with all of these big new signings on the pitch, she is kind of going under the radar. A new signing from Durham. Doesn't have the pedigree of the likes of Jordan Nobbs, but she has really been a top performer for Birmingham so far this season. And that is a goal that really does make things very comfortable for Birmingham. It's a long way back from here for Newcastle United. And it's a goal that comes at a really good time, not only because it's only just before half-time, but just as it felt as though Newcastle were trying to get back into the game and were starting to create good chances. Birmingham able to puncture any kind of hope that maybe they did have. Amy Merricks will be happy, and that must be that as big an understatement as you'll hear today. Must be absolutely delighted with what her team have provided so far. I think what will be very interesting will be to see how she approaches the second half. So relaxed, maybe even listening to a podcast here. This one far from done. Well, Birmingham were looking for the free kick there. They won't get the whistle that they were hoping for. Jordan Nobbs with some room. Hasn't had much of that in this game. Crowded out by Blue in the first half here. And Surrey continues to be very important, tussling to win it. Didn't come away with the ball, but Heron will at the other end, and Ji So-yeon now looking out towards that right-hand side where Birmingham have had so much joy in this game. Doesn't work out on this occasion. But at this stage, Newcastle will be pretty thankful for that half-time whistle. One thing they do have is a bench which is very well stocked with talent, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see a few changes at half-time. The only thing is that, given some of the names on the field, Becky Langley might have to make some pretty tough decisions. They come again, Birmingham, with intent, and the pass is good. And Liefting did well to anticipate what was about to arrive. And she may just have been caught here by Crossway, who was doing her best to get after that one as Birmingham chased goal number 4, would you believe it, here in the first half. Really inviting ball by Neve Heron, who's had a fabulous first half. Right into that corridor of uncertainty where the Newcastle defence didn't want it, but there was a bit of a collision that came after. And luckily, Liefting is okay, which is excellent news. That's a lovely touch through midfield. Nobbs is instantly onto that. Cataldo now waiting for runners. And they create the room, and the crossing opportunity doesn't quite present itself. And the pass to Murphy doesn't make it. Plenty of room here for Newcastle to break on. Demi Stokes, who had a really good chance to bring the scoreline to 2-1. Maybe ruining the missed opportunity that she had earlier on in this half. Minimum of 2 minutes to be added to the end of the 45. Birmingham with a chance to break again. And Surrey is happy to send the ball into an awkward position here for Wardlaw, who's really had her work cut out on that side in the first half up against Lily Crossway and also Rebecca McKenna. Both have shown a real willingness to get forward on the left. I should say the Newcastle left. not the return that Eva Mannion against her former club would have been hoping for. Looking for an option, not too much on ahead of her. She's so young. Crossweight providing the option, and look at the room again here in midfield for Holloway to break on. She's going to go for this, and she has, and it really wasn't too far away from being goal number 4. How was there so much space in Newcastle United's midfield? Holloway nearly able to exploit it. The shot in the end is over the bar, but it really wasn't over by much. Well, in this showdown between the two WSL 2 heavyweights, Birmingham and Newcastle, what a statement. Well, we are back underway. Newcastle United with the restart. They started the first half really slowly, it set the tone for the game. It's going to be really interesting to see the approach here from Birmingham City. What do they do? Do they sit back and soak things up? I don't feel that that would be a good approach against the Newcastle United team that might just enjoy that. Certainly enjoyed themselves when they were playing against Birmingham last season. Unbeaten, Becky Langley's side in the 2 games against Birmingham. It does look as though Amy Merricks has learnt her lesson, or a lesson or 2 from that game, and Birmingham are in again, and unbelievably, well, it looked as though they had 4. That would have been incredible, but the flag is up, and that goal is ruled out. Sarri thought that she had a second. And Neve Heron, with a fabulous sliding challenge, takes the ball away, and her excellent performance in this game continues. Well, that's a major let-off for Newcastle United, because all of a sudden Crossweight was away again on the right. Now it's Newcastle who are away and up into Birmingham's penalty area and looking for a route back into the game. Molly Pike is denied, although she has won a corner. Demi Stokes takes it short, and it's one that Newcastle United have been rehearsing. And Demi Stokes was in a good position, and it was excellent defending in the end by Bacheba Louis, who got back to whip the ball away. Cataldo sends it wide, and Cataldo gets it back, and her delivery is well gathered up by the commanding presence of Lucy Thomas. Heron trying to find a way through midfield, and it's Cataldo who is able to intercept it. Not the best clearance away this time by Thomas. Cooper tries to flash one over the top. That doesn't work out. Bacheba Louis has really impressed us so far here this afternoon. Just overcooks the cross into the penalty area. Christy Harrison-Murray is the one directing the Birmingham traffic. They have been so well organised so far. Newcastle get themselves into a good position. Savenius was trying to get something going, but Newcastle just haven't really had the opportunity to do that so far in the game. They've been really well looked after by Birmingham in almost every department. Harrison-Murray does really well to keep hold of the ball. Crossweight nearly escaped the challenge. It was a fine recovery. Molly Pike who was able to win it, but it's Crossweight again, so tenacious as she gets back on it here for Birmingham. They're into a good position inside the penalty area, looking to make it 4, and they so nearly did. Good challenge by Cook. Another wave of Newcastle attack is coming, and Demi Stokes is charging on. Stokes delivers into a good area, and it was allowed to bounce as well. Lands in the clutches of Lucy Thomas in the end. Not too much that McQuaid could do with that. The bounce pretty awkward for her. Here is Wardlaw. She threads it through. Good run here, but the flag is up. And Savenius is in an offside position. It's a really fabulous ball by Thomas out to the left-hand side. Well, Birmingham were so close again last season. And I think the question was at the start of the campaign, can they find the motivation to go again? Well, Becky Langley and her team are certainly finding out that Birmingham have been able to find plenty of motivation in this game. On paper, Newcastle the clear favourites at the start of the season to be the champions. They really haven't looked like champions in the 52 minutes of this game so far. Still plenty of time for a fight back. Demi Stokes trying to find some room in midfield. And Wardlaw with a big challenge, and there was a bit of afters there. Starts to bubble over in this fixture. Well, this is the challenge between Wardlaw and Harrison-Murray, but it's what came afterwards that was really interesting. There were arms raised. The referee just asked for some calm. Newcastle have given the ball away rather cheaply. Sarri is away and into the penalty area. Cataldo's having to be careful that she doesn't go lunging in. And the ball sent into an area, but there was nobody there waiting in blue. And it doesn't turn into too much in the end for Birmingham. It looked very dangerous for a moment. It's risky again from Newcastle at the back. It is the way that they play, and it's so commonplace now in modern football. Not an easy watch for Newcastle fans, I would imagine, but Newcastle have managed to get themselves away from trouble. If it works, of course, it can often be a risk worth taking, but it was a risk that got them in plenty of trouble in the first half. Ji So-hyun maybe tried to be a bit too cute with the pass. She's got it back here, and Louis is the obvious target in behind. It's cleared up by Cooper. And Batra twists away. The old class coming back. Kenny Stokes. They've had to be pretty patient here, Newcastle. And Savenius waits for an option to arrive. She's lost it. She always looked as though she was in a bit of a spot to bother there. And back by McQuaid. And Pike. I thought she was about to win a corner, but it's a really super challenge. Birmingham have really dealt with the Newcastle United threats very well in this game. Big challenge arriving. And that might just galvanise the team a bit here as McQuaid's onto it, wanted it back. Instead, the ball is sent in the opposite direction, and Newcastle will try their luck on the right-hand side here with Cataldo. Now Savenius. Well, this could be an excellent season for Birmingham City fans if they continue in this kind of fashion. Surely a result so far that exceeds any kind of expectations that anyone would have had. And Shannon Cook manages to get there, has barely put a foot wrong in this game. Birmingham. They brought her back from West Ham. And it's Cook again, who is able to get the clearance up towards the halfway line. Newcastle into a more promising position. Savenius delivers, and Newcastle have a goal. And the route back into the game. Well, it needed the perfect delivery into the penalty area. And Jazz McQuaid got just that. The substitute making an impact, ghosting into the box. Well found by Savenius. And Newcastle United are right back into this one. Well, after conceding, Birmingham will try to keep hold of the ball for a bit and try to stop any kind of confidence that might be building here for Newcastle United. It's a goal that really does change the game. Well, it looks as though changes are imminent here. First, we're going to have a drinks break before we get anything else. There is Jazz McQuaid, the super sub, off of the bench to score the equaliser last time out against Sheffield United. A late goal there with 5 minutes to go that snatched a point for Newcastle, and she may just have set Newcastle on their way to a comeback. We shall see. Well, given the reaction here of Amy Merricks, which is fairly subdued, you would have to say, she's looking for more of the same, and the game plan hasn't changed for Newcastle. The game has very much flipped on its head. Christy Harrison-Murray is going through the protocol here with the physio team. And she will have to leave the pitch before she is allowed back on. momentarily here. Birmingham are still with only 10 on the field. And Newcastle trying to go straight through the middle. And that they may just do. Big opportunity, huge save by Lucy Thomas, who is off of her goal line in a flash. And on the follow-up, Newcastle unable to take their chance. Aoife Mannion trying to keep the heat up here, but the flag is up on the far side, and it will be a free kick for Birmingham. Oh, what a breakaway this was, and what a chance for Murphy. And a top save from Lucy Thomas. Well, she showed us last season what a brilliant goalkeeper at this level she is. Caught into action, and when she was needed, anticipated ever so well to take the ball away from Emily Murphy. Well, changes coming up for both here. And Ji So-young will be replaced. And also Bacheba Louis, who scored a fine goal in the first half. Onto the field, Oceane Hurt and Lucy Quinn. And Joel is the replacement here for Morgan Gautrat.
Number 22, Lewis John, replacing number 7, Morgan Gautrat.
We saw over this summer how important substitutions are for England's finishers, as they are so often called. They are coming on here for Birmingham. Crosswaite, though, who has been on from the start and been full of energy, trying to burst into the penalty area again. Well tracked, turned away. Birmingham will have a corner. Harrison Murray across, and she sends that one in low and tried to catch Newcastle out. They've managed to get that ball away. They didn't get too far. Harrison Murray again sends in another ball. Cook still forward from the corner and tried to loop the header over Leating. Couldn't direct it back into the area that she wanted to. Newcastle again trying to play that ball over the top of the high Birmingham defensive line, and unable to find a way beyond them. And it's another challenge on Christy Harrison Murray, sorry, on Crosswaite. Birmingham are doing everything they possibly can here to stop any kind of momentum that Newcastle might be able to build in attack. They are wasting the seconds and playing as any good team who are managing a big lead should. Newcastle certainly didn't have that many numbers on the board in the first half. The chances are growing in the second, and they're on their way again. And this is where the more experienced players within this Birmingham lineup will be so important. The likes of Harrison Murray. Holloway streaking on here, has an option on the left-hand side, wants the ball back. Won't get it though from Ocean Hurt. Birmingham have managed to progress though into the penalty area. Looks so dangerous on that left-hand side all the way through this game. This is a big 20 minutes coming up here for Newcastle United, who've done their best to force their way back into the game in the second half. They've given the ball away cheaply here, though, and that might just be that. We're having fought ever so hard to pull a goal back. It's the same old story for Newcastle United in this game, masters of their own downfall. Passing the ball around at the back gets them in trouble again. Leating closed down here by the substitute Quinn. And Sarri very quickly onto it, and there with the finish, Ocean Hurt. Well, the introductions for Birmingham City from Amy Merrick's making a big difference. Quinn closing down, and Hurt with a strike. We also have to give plenty of credit to Beatrice Sarri, who's been superb again for Birmingham City. And front to back, they have been excellent, and Newcastle just haven't been able to cope. Stokes, chance to deliver. And if Newcastle managed to come back from here, it really would be dramatic. The danger from here for Birmingham City would be letting your foot off of the gas. As Pike tries to send a ball in, she wins a corner for Newcastle United. Newcastle corner is punched away well. Lucy Thomas stretching across, manages to get there. Femke Leating sends a long ball forward. Newcastle are battling, and they are in position. And Murphy tried to slip it through. She was unable to find a teammate from a really good position. Now Pike, who is so full of energy and can be a game changer, draws a really good stop from Lucy Thomas, who is called into action again. Been a fine afternoon for Lucy Thomas, who makes another really good save here. Birmingham pushing for more, and Hurt this time trying to turn provider. Won't find a teammate with this delivery in. The breakaway for Newcastle won't lead to too much either. Crossweight, and it's Sarri, whose battery is always fully charged, this time over the top of the bar, but I'm sure Birmingham fans will forgive her that after another super performance here. And Newcastle United with a big roll of the dice coming up. Gazetta Grek is onto the field, and it's Cooper who will make way. And we will also see the introduction of Lumsden and Fox. And Savenius, who had a big hand in the Newcastle United goal, is replaced. Cataldo's also going to go. And Fox will be the replacement for Cataldo. Well, it would be a monumental fight back if Newcastle United were able to turn this game around. It would be an astronomical collapse if Birmingham were to let this one slip. Georgia Fox on a season-long loan deal from Chelsea. Could be a massive player for Newcastle over the course of this season. I'm sure she would prefer different games in which to enter, but she's got brilliant experience. Loan spells with Charlton and Brighton and Crystal Palace as well. She would make herself a massive hero here if she was part of the turnaround for Becky Langley's side. Thought there might be a bit of extra incentive for Newcastle with Sunderland starting the day at the top of the WSL 2 table. It looks as though Sunderland will be the ones who will have the bragging rights, although Birmingham are currently heading up to the top of the table on goal difference. Here is Holloway. And this time the block is made. There is no way through for the Northern Ireland winger. Neve Heron makes a good challenge, and Birmingham are able to get it back towards Cook. Giving the ball away here, Newcastle with a chance to break on, and they will go for the spectacular. Well, Lumsden saw the chance to go for goal, but the pass to Molly Pike was on. And Sarri continues to run the show. Some crossweight wasn't really the one that she was hoping for. Now Crossway has a bit of defending to do as Stokes gets on her way on the left-hand side. It's a very good recovery. And by hook or by crook, she manages to keep Stokes away. Well, when you saw the lineups here today, you thought that the headline news might be something that Jordan Nobbs did, or something that Morgan Gatra, the two-time World Cup winner, might do. But it has been Crossway and also Sari who have been the headline makers and the ones who've really caught the eye in this matchup. Into the final 10 minutes here. And Newcastle United are chasing, but for the most part they have been second best by a long way here. And it's another well-engineered Birmingham move, but it's quick feet from Lee Ting, who steps across to get there. Quinn again applying that pressure, trying to take the ball away. And it has been the Birmingham City press that has really got them into this position in the game. Certainly done their homework. Off goes Pike. Pike's going to slip it through. It nearly worked out too. Lumsden have made a really good run. And the pass didn't quite connect with her as she was racing through on goal. Really wasn't too far away from doing so, though. Crossway again driving through the heart of the Newcastle United midfield. Was a bit late with the challenge there. Nice work by Newcastle United here. And the final ball isn't really the one that was needed. It comes all the way through and out to the other side. Joel feeding the ball on, and Newcastle into the penalty area, and just as things start to look promising, it's Ocean Hurt who manages to get back, and it's a good challenge from her. Performance that has caught the eye since her introduction. It's got a really good pedigree, new signing from PSG, a French youth international. Newcastle United breaking on, trying to get into the area, trying to cause problems. And there may yet still be problems, not with a ball like that though. And McKenna can get that one away. And Crossway is still driving on this right-hand side. Ball's headed in the opposite direction, Birmingham on the left. Nice turn away, Lois Joel. And Newcastle should not have been allowed to do that. Lumsden's onto it, looking to find a teammate with the pass. Hurt came lunging in, she didn't get there. She managed to get there that time, although How much she was expecting that, I'm not so sure. It's another Newcastle ball in, and it's Thomas who comes and makes sure that she gets that one away. Now Crossway, again, driving at the heart of Newcastle United's midfield. And the referee was trying to allow the advantage to unfold. There wasn't really one as far as Birmingham were concerned. Birmingham preparing here to make a few changes. Another fine performance from Harrison-Murray. And she's going to make way for Libby Bance. And there should be a huge round of applause and some appreciation for the performance here of Lily Crossway. It looks as though the Birmingham City scouting team have done their homework. Very good signing arriving from Durham and replaced here by Ava Baker. Sari to take the free kick. We'll look for the flicked header. Into the final 5 minutes here. And Birmingham City continue to manage the game. And look pretty eager to add another. Holloway's made her way into the area. Cook still forward. It's a bit too close this time to Liting. This might drop here for Newcastle United to grab another. They will get their goal-scoring chance, and they've rattled the bar. And they've got there on the follow-up. And they have a second. Persistence from Beth Lumsden and from Newcastle United to grab another. Surely not. Birmingham 4, Newcastle United 2. Well, Birmingham were chasing at the other end and looking to add to their tally. And they seem to forget all about defending. The strike against the bar from Murphy crashed back. And Lumsden saw the chance, came racing through the traffic to connect and to give Newcastle a chance here. And as much as Amy Merricks will be really happy with what came before, does pride herself on a team being so strong defensively. And that was a weak goal to concede, a poor reaction as the ball came back off of the bar from her defence. And Lumsden again trying to get the ball on towards Murphy this time. Becky Langley has achieved so much with her team. It's been a really incredible rise through the tiers. Needs something really monumental here from her team. Now McKenna will do her best to keep the ball down in the corner here for Birmingham. That's a brilliant chase by Ava Baker, streaking away. And it nearly dropped for her to deliver back into the area. Has won a corner. Birmingham's corner sent to the back of the box, where it's duly dealt with. Newcastle have found space in behind again, but the cross is smashed into the side netting, and there won't be any trouble this time for Lucy Thomas, as Lumsden is unable to turn it back into that central area. Well, this is pretty massive as far as Newcastle United are concerned. A minimum of 7 minutes to be added to the end of the game. And if Newcastle score a quick goal, things will get very interesting indeed. Newcastle United with a long throw-in, which in fact will come short. And they will decide instead to try to send a cross into the penalty area. Eva Baker trying to get rid, but Newcastle doing everything they can here to show fight and desire and get themselves back into the game. There is room for Newcastle to break on. And they found Molly Pike, and Molly Pike sends the ball in, and it's sent in, but it's into the arms of Lucy Thomas. They go, Birmingham on the chase, and this could be goal number 5, and Quinn arrives. Was she brought down here? Well, she has stayed down, but the referee, Julia King, showing very little interest. Newcastle United corner. And it's delivered into a very good area, and that is a commanding header that was really needed, and now Baker can streak away. Baker's ball right through the middle. Leating. Well, it was heart in mouth there for Newcastle United fans. Has lived very dangerously at the back, and it has got her in a spot of bother in this game at times. On this occasion, gets away. Flag raised at the other end. Birmingham will get the free kick, and there are 3 minutes remaining. Birmingham have 3 minutes to hold on for what would be an incredible result, and a result that would take them up to the top of the table challenge by Cook. Pipe trying to turn the ball on. Murphy still plugging away. Can't find the pass through that was needed. It's given straight back to Newcastle though by Birmingham. Thomas takes the sensible option. Into the corner it goes. Bounce trying to feed on. Won't find a teammate though. Sorry. Offside position. Wardlaw has sent on. Pike is making the run. She can deliver in. And it's easily gathered in the end by Thomas. Don't expect her to be in a rush to take this one. Newcastle have got some room here. They're going to go for it. What a hit. Thomas is happy to watch that one sail on wide. Well, Birmingham City